absolutely fuming again. I just do not what's happening to this country, to the world, and listening to, well, just have a listen to what they had to say on BBC Breakfast this morning.
First time, we do need to eat a little less meat and dairy. They're hoping that'll happen naturally. Our diets will just change. They say by 2040, perhaps 27% fewer sheep and cows in Britain, and some of that pasture land then could go over to woodland. They're also saying the aviation industry needs to pick up the tab for decarbonising. They're not saying no.
Journalist on BBC Breakfast saying we should be eating less meat and milk and it will progress naturally. What the hell's that to do with you? Give people a choice. It's not your place to tell us what to do. You're listening too much to the WEF. Listen to what he says then. He says 27% less sheep and cows in the UK. This is what is annoying. It's so annoying. Because listen to this next video where we've got schools that are doing meat-free Monday. Stopping children having the opportunity to eat healthy, nutritious eggs, milk, meat. It's all part of a balanced diet and some of the best, nutritionist, healthiest food we've got on God's earth. And what's really bugging me as well, they're trying to shame these kids, trying to embarrass them to think that they shouldn't be eating meat, that meat is causing our so-called climate catastrophe and we're all going to burn in hell. My God, listen to yourselves. Listen to yourselves. This is coming from the top. This is coming from the WF. They're telling us how to live.
Change meat-free menus, forcing them not to. Do you believe it is the right and choice of parents and students to decide what they get to eat when they have their school dinners? I do. I know over 20 years ago, that's a really scary thought now, when I came to the fantastic little primary school here in Bishop Wilton, my mum would have been outraged if she thought I was being forced to eat something I did not want to eat. Well, sadly, we've now got a national campaign pushing to remove meat from our school dinners, and now, to my absolute horror, I found out that East Riding Council is enabling that to happen and enabling schools to force our young people not to eat meat, meat-free Mondays, meat-free menus, climate change meat-free menus, forcing them not to eat meat without allowing parents, guardians and of course the students themselves to choose. I believe in a free society. I believe in the right of choice. We should have a menu in all of our schools which gives 5 days of either a vegetarian option or a meat option, and parents and students get to decide. We should not be forcing meat eaters not to eat meat, and we shouldn't be forcing vegetarians to eat meat either. So I'm bringing a motion to full council next week where I'm going to bring this nonsense to an end, and we will have a fair right of choice for parents, students and guardians to decide what their young people get to eat when they're at school. Do you believe it is the right and
We should be showcasing these. We should be absolutely telling everybody how fantastic these animals are transporting this grass, silage into top quality protein and milk. Now, they're trying to say these are behind this so-called climate catastrophe. It's rubbish, absolute rubbish in my opinion. Take a look at this country, okay? We're surrounded by marginal land. Thousands and thousands of acres of marginal land. Marginal land is land that we can't use to grow crops, yeah? Land that's not up to scratch to put the plough in the ground. So we grow grass on this land, and then these animals transport that grass into milk and into beef and into protein, into fantastic food, the same as sheep do. And sheep do as well. We get leather from cows, we get wool from sheep, we get so much from these animals. They're an intricate part of our system on God's earth, and not just from the front end. We get manure from the back end, which is so important for us to put back onto the ground, to feed the soil, so we can carry on producing top quality food. It makes no sense that you are trying to blame animals for the situation, and you're trying to get the youngsters to get away from eating meat, milk, eggs. Why would you do it? It makes no sense. Well, do you know what? I'm going to say something. We have got overweight children in this country. We have got massive mental health issues in the youngsters today. We have got underlying health problems. And this is all to do with society. The pressure on these youngsters and the food we're eating. Your health is your wealth. We are what we eat. And don't you understand that these are some of the natural, healthiest, nutritionless food that we can put in our bodies to keep us going? It's fuel. We're designed to eat meat, you know. We have high alkaline in our stomachs. We can't transport grass, plants. We're so good at transporting meat into our digestion, into our bloodstream, not sugar. We should get our kids off sugar. We should get them eating proper food. This is really frustrating. And do you know what? People will laugh and people will point the finger. I'm a farmer. I do this every day. Am I fighting for my industry? No, I'm fighting for my children and my grandchildren's future. Not just producing food, but being healthy, eating the right stuff, not being brainwashed into thinking that by not eating meat, you're going to save the planet and everything will be fine. Things need to change. The people in this world need to understand we have to have a farming food revolution. We can see what Robert Kennedy's doing in the States. We can see what he said. And the naysayers are not liking it. I'm getting a lot of flack for what I'm saying. But do you know what? I don't believe in everything he says, but he is on the money with food, with farming. We need to change things. We need to protect family farms. We've got to stop the likes of Bill Gates coming in. And Dyson's. We've got to keep them family farms. And the inheritance tax in this country is absolutely the final nail in the agricultural coffin. And it's not just in the UK. You know, this is constantly pushing in different countries. The Netherlands, they've been pushed with their nitrate levels. Numbers of livestock have been brought down. Come on, there is a higher power pushing this onto governments. It's coming from the WEF, the World Economic Forum. Look at their 2030 agenda. They want you eating gloop. They want you eating rubbish and insects. They don't want you eating animals. You know? They want to chain people and keep them down. They don't want you moving. They don't want you eating what they believe. But you know what? The joke is, all them gringos are flying in on private jets from all around the world, making laws and legislations and policies for the working people, common people that are trying just to pay their mortgages, eat healthily, feed their children, and have a good life. Please share this video. It's really important that we get the message out there. We know you are beginning to listen, and we know we can make a change. And it's not a conspiracy theorist, and it's not, pie in the sky. Do not let these people take our rights to eat what we want, when we want. Thank you.
That is the breast milk of a mother cow that was intended for her baby. You are a male adult. You are drinking something full of pus and estrogen that was intended for a newborn calf. Because animals end up in these horrific situations because of people like you. Do you think it's funny, animal cruelty? Do you think animal cruelty is hilarious? Can I hear you just say that, please?
I'll say it, I'll say it.
I'm not letting go.
This executive order is the